I am not an African. I am a Black American.
The people you call Black Americans are not from Africa. We're from America.
There's a difference between what Black Americans look like versus what Africans look like.
Black Americans, please leave Africans out. I really hope this lands because I'm sick and tired of seeing this conversation on FYP.
Okay, I feel like today's conversation is gonna piss some people off, but I just feel like this is real conversation happening right now, and I think it's important that we talk about it respectfully. So I saw some videos of some Black Americans that were saying that they are no longer, or they don't want to be called African Americans anymore because they feel like they are not connected to Africa. They don't look like Africans. They don't feel welcome by Africans, and they don't want that label African Americans. At first, I was like, I was shocked because what do you mean you're not from Africa? And some were like, we are Native American and we've been here for centuries, so we don't want to be tagged Africans Americans because they feel disconnected. Some feel judged by Africans, and some are just trying to define their own identity. But here's where it gets messy. You guys, some of the comments that I saw and some of the videos that I saw were really harsh towards Africans, saying that Africans are poor, they are rude, they're tribal, they're uneducated, and all sort of things. Some are saying the food is bland. Oh, you guys don't even have this. You guys copy us a lot. So I have to ask, like, where is all this coming from? Is it pain or is it pride? Are we letting the internet or are we letting the internet divide us or what? Because I have some videos to share with you all, but honestly, both sides, even Africans, some Africans are coming to also, throw shade back to the Black Americans, and they're saying that the Africans Americans are too loud, they're entitled, they're lost, and some of them are saying their food are not organic. Everybody's throwing shade to each other. It's like the internet is dividing, saying that okay, we are no longer African Americans, and the Africans are like, we don't even want you before. Don't be Africans. You guys, let me show you some videos. Then we'll come back and talk about it. But then I'd like to know your thoughts about this respectfully in the comment section.
I am not an African. I am a Black American. What that means is that my entire family has come from America. I am the descendant of people that were slaves. That's what that means when I tell you that I am a Black American. That means that the people that have been in my family for generations built this country. That means that my grandfather, who served in World War II, that helped fight and defend this country, and was, by the way, denied GI Bill benefits because he was Black, is a part of the history of this country. I am not Haitian. I'm not Nigerian. I am not from any of these other countries. I am a full-blooded 100% Black American. And what that means is that I will speak on Black American culture in any way that I please, but what I will also do is I will not allow for it to continue to be co-opted by Africans who come here with so many more resources than your average Black American does, try to wrap themselves up in our struggle, our oppression, our history, and try to co-opt every space that we have built for ourselves, like they've done in the destruction of the Essence Music Festival. So don't try to discount what I say and try to pretend that I'm Haitian or I'm not American or whatever. No, I'm 100% Black American.
The people you call Black Americans are not from Africa. We're from America. And I'm getting real tired of Africans putting in their 2 cents when nobody asked. Welcome to the cookout. First of all, I'm about to bust that dry bubble that y'all got thinking that everything and everybody comes from Africa. How can humanity come from Africa when all of Africa's food comes from the rest of the world? Your biggest cash crops, cocoa and cassava, both come from America. Check yourself. So y'all trying to claim that we come from y'all, when in actuality, some of the people in Africa come from us. Y'all never heard about Liberia? Yeah. And y'all love to say that we ain't got no culture and we don't know who we are. First of all, y'all people didn't get over here till after the 1980s. All right, so who are y'all to come over here and judge us in any bit? You weren't even here for the 1924 Racial Integrity Act where they reclassified indigenous Americans as Negroes. Y'all weren't even here for that. So who are you to even open your mouth and try to tell us who we are?
You know, it comes to a point where y'all start pissing me off. As a black Americans are really starting to piss me off with the anti-blackness, because that's what it is. Why are y'all mad that we're being compared to Africans? Why is that upsetting you? Why is that bothering you? I've seen several videos, or I'm seeing several think pieces on black Americans talking about how we don't look like Africans. Nigga, we black. We all black. Whether you from the United Kingdom, you know what I'm saying, Europe, whether you a black American, wherever the fuck, give no fucks. Why are you getting mad that we're being compared to Africans? We look like them. Why are y'all getting mad that they're saying that we look alike, that we have similarities? That I've seen some videos of Africans saying that, you know, black Americans look African, like there's really no distinction. And I think y'all don't understand that two things or multiple things can be true at once. They can. First of all, Africa is a continent with many different languages, many different cultures, many different countries within the continent. So yes, there are distinctions. Like somebody that's from Sudan, like a Sudanese person, you could tell how they look versus a black person that was born in Britain. To me, I could see the distinctions, but I could also see the similarities as well. We do look alike. Yes, there are some distinctions, but there are a lot of similarities. So I'm trying to figure out why the fuck y'all mad that we're being compared to them. Why is that? It's like y'all are offended that we're being called African. And it's pissing me off, because if somebody told me I look African, bitch, that mean I'm fucking Prussia, ho. Bitch, that mean I'm Prussia, ho. If somebody came up to me and said you look African, bitch, you basically said I'm exotic. What? Bitch, you saying I'm exotic? Bitch, I feel like a zebra. Bitch, I feel like a fucking pelican or some shit. That's gonna make me feel fly as fuck. Like, you tooting my horn. I feel like you giving me a compliment. That's making me feel like, bitch, you saying I'm exotic. Because Africans are exotic. Bitch, you don't get no more exotic than Africans. If somebody tell me I'm African, bitch, I'm gonna ask them, what tribe you think I'm from? What tribe do you think I'm from? That's how I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Why the fuck are y'all taking it as offensive that Africans are saying that we look like them? Bitch, I'm finna call all y'all out. Because if they say that you look like a native indigenous person, you will not be offended by that shit. If they, especially black people who have like looser texture hair, if somebody told you, oh, is you mixed with Puerto Rican? Oh, you mixed with this or that? You would not be offended by that shit. But because we're being compared to Africans, God forbid, because we are African, y'all offended by that shit. Why is that, bro? It's anti-blackness, because why are you offended that you're being compared to Africans? My God, I beg you guys to stop this shit. Y'all are pissing me off. Like, y'all, bro. I would say this. The only one logical argument I heard was, you know, somebody saying that they only say that to dark-skinned people, which is true. Y'all only compare dark-skinned people to Africans, because I never hear y'all assuming that lighter-skinned black people are African. Y'all never compare them. Y'all never assume like, oh, you mixed with African. Because, you know, light-skinned Africans do in fact exist. Just like light-skinned black Americans exist. Yeah. Light-skinned Africans exist all over. I don't really never hear y'all saying, is you African when it's a lighter-skinned person? I will agree with that argument. But still, nonetheless, if you're a black person and you're offended that someone's comparing you to an African, check yourself. Check yourself at the door. Because ask yourself, why does that offend you? If somebody ever tell me I look African as a black American, that's going to make my day. That's going to make my day, bitch. I'm going to be happy as smiling from ear to ear. You said I look what? I'm where? I'm going to go along with it. Yes, I am. Bitch, what tribe do you think I'm from? Yeah, I'm African. Yeah, I'm African. The fuck?
I've seen a few videos on here from Black American creators who were saying boycott Black African businesses for some reason. I'm not sure why. I haven't delved into it, but I find that to be stupid. And there's another one going around here talking about there's a difference between what Black Americans look like versus what Africans look like. And again, I'm not sure where that began and why it's trending, but I've seen a couple of those videos and I just want to know what is going on with the Black community, Black American community. Like, why is it that people are denouncing their heritage? If somebody gets on here and says, I look different than an African person, and a bunch of people get on here and tell them, well, you actually look Zimbabwean, you actually look like you're Ghanaian, you actually look Nigerian, and they're getting so offended. Ask yourself where that internalized self-hate is coming from, because how are you going to denounce your heritage? Without Africa, Black Americans would not be in existence. Let's be clear on that. So I'm trying to figure out why it is so important for some Black Americans to differentiate themselves from looking like Africans, when literally, if you do a DNA test, you're going to see some kind of West African most likely in your DNA. Are you guys looking more so for the European features? Because yes, we do understand as Africans that a lot of you guys have European DNA and European blood, and there's a lot of mixing over the previous 400 years. Nobody is denouncing that. But what is so offensive when it comes to looking like an African person? And why is it that Black Americans who are doing this want to have that line between I look American versus I look African? There's a lot of self-hate happening here, and I just feel like we need to discuss it.
So let me tell y'all how this usually works. They know we like music, so they have African festivals. An African brought Red Lobster. He was from Nigeria, and he knew that Black people love seafood boils, but he couldn't cook it. So we know that that didn't come from Africa. Stop supporting anybody from that continent. Just because we all have the same skin tone don't mean we related. I think I said that in the last couple of my videos. That's not our family. And what if the reason why some of y'all DNA is showing up over there is because the people that they took from America to Liberia is over there, and basically you are your ancestors returning back home? Have you ever thought about that? Why is it that when it comes to Black Americans, we have to respect their culture and they don't have to respect ours? And that's for any group of people. But because we all have the same skin tone, is, oh, we're all Black. No, motherfucker. We from here. We are Black Americans. They are African. That's it. And why do people that's Black American, who consider themselves African American, allow these motherfuckers from Africa to disrespect our people? This is why I'm saying y'all need to move y'all asses over there to Africa, since you want to be over there, consider that the motherland, which this is the motherland. Because if that was the motherland, wouldn't we all, everybody from everywhere, be trying to go there? Everybody wants to come to America. And that's because we simply have every fucking thing. And if you can't see that, move on over there to Africa. The end.
Black Americans are beginning to use racism in the same way that Zionists use anti-Semitism, right? You have minority groups in the same way a minority group, the Jewish community, weaponize anti-Semitism to push supremacist talking points to the detriment of other people. You have the Black American community pushing supremacist talking points to the detriment of everybody who's not Black American. So I say this, I'm treating it like white supremacy, white supremacist talking points. I'm treating it like Zionism. Just because you're a minority doesn't mean that shit's okay. And so I'm treating the FBAs and people who push that shit accordingly. If we're your enemy, you're my enemy. You're our enemy. And I encourage the immigrant, African, Caribbean, Palestinian, Arab, etc. community to do the same.
Black Americans, please leave Africans out. I really hope this lands, because I'm sick and tired of seeing this conversation on FYP. There was a time you guys were arguing that Africans say that you guys are not African enough. That was also a problem. Now you don't want to be African. It is okay. I promise you, none of us calls you African American. The entire Africa calls you guys Black American. We don't think you're African Americans. We don't even think you're African. You guys are so different from. You don't have manners. We have manners. And what culture are you talking about that Africans steal from you? That's the funniest bit I've heard. What culture? They're not like us. You're not like us. We're not like you. Is that your culture? Africa has 54 countries and we have over 1 billion tribes. Each tribe is attached to tradition and norms. We do culture things that you don't even have. For example, I am a Muganda from Uganda. That's my tribe. And we have Buganda things that we do in our Buganda kingdom. We have the Basoga, the Banyankole. Do you even know what that is? Define culture. What culture do we copy? Do you even have culture? If I ask you what's your tribe in Black America, like what's your tribe? Do you even know what that is? Give me 3 culture norms that you have or traditions that you do. Nothing. Y'all are gonna tell me the hoop earrings, the hip hop music, they're not like us. You're not like us. What else? What do you have? What is your staple food? Nothing. So what culture? What culture? We don't quote Martin Luther King. We quote Nelson Mandela. It is you who flock Africa coming to look for him. You'll be flocking Ghana and Nigeria looking for those ancient slave markets. And now all of a sudden you don't want to be attached to slavery because your ancestors were lied to with a piece of candy and they left. You think we don't know that you don't like Africans? Do you know how many African students have been bullied by y'all? You call them animals, monkeys, you call them uncivilized, yet you guys have the same color. The thing is, you want to detach yourselves from Africa, which is okay. We've never wanted you to be African. We don't even want to be associated with you.
I feel like identity is very personal and people should stop dragging, okay, I don't want to be called African American anymore. Yeah, that's your choice. If you don't want to be called African American anymore, you want to be called Black Americans. I feel like everybody's allowed to define themselves and to be called whatever they want to be called. But where I have problem is when people try to find their identity by dragging others. You can just come and say, "Oh, I am now identified, or I want to be identified as Black American now," without comparing or calling Africans poor, unclean, or savage, or uneducated. You guys are copying us. You guys are this. I just feel like that is just hate. That is just hate, right? So you can be identified whatever you want to be identified. It's fine, okay? But you don't have to like throw shades on the other. The sad part is that we are all black. We are all black, literally. Whether you're African, you're Caribbean, you're an African American, or whatever label, we are all part of one big story. We are all black. And I feel like the system benefits from dividing or staying divided. Anyways, I remember the video I posted a few days ago about African Americans boycotting African businesses. And some of the comment section, some Black Americans were like, "We're not African American, we're Black American, yada 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 yada. We are not one. We are not one. I cannot be associated to you because you're African, daddy daddy." I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Like, really, there are a lot of things to fight about. There are a lot of things to actually argue about, not arguing about, oh, I'm Black American, I'm African American, I don't want to be associated. Okay, fine. To me, I don't actually have a problem if you don't want to be called African American. Yeah, I respect that. I'm gonna be calling Black Americans, but just identify yourself like that, but not trying to bash Africans and saying, oh, they are this, they are that. And also Africans coming to also say, oh, you Black Americans, you guys are dumb, you guys don't even know that Africa is the continent, you guys cannot even name like 2 countries in Africa. And also African American also saying that, oh, Africans do not know much about their culture and all of that. Like the fight is crazy, you guys. The whole internet is dividing, and this is what I'm saying on my TikTok page. Africans are like telling Black Americans, we don't want you. Black Americans are saying we don't we don't want you. This is not actually fun. I don't know why I'm laughing anyway. You guys, what's your take on this video? Can you share your thought down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, Sugar Maradies, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in my next video.